situated on land that is treaty, a traditional territory of the Mississauga and Chippewa Nations of the Anishinaabe, collectively known as in this region as the Williams Treaties First Nations. YMCA Northumberland is grateful for our relationship with the First Nations of this territory, for their teachings about the land, the water, and all of our connections. We continue our journey to strengthen the understanding of our treaty relationship and how to move forward in a positive way. We acknowledge the contributions and accomplishments of all Indigenous people across this territory, current and throughout history. And for my part as a guest here, I will continue learning and sharing my knowledge with everyone I meet.
Thank you, Kim. I'm going to introduce Ashley Bowman. She is the which chapter lead for PFLAG.
Thank you. All right. So, welcome everyone to the second annual Rainbow Flag Raising at YMCA Northumberland. Seeing this flag here today makes me so proud as a community member, an advocate, and a previous YMCA employee. The rainbow is a symbol of LGBTQ pride and is used quite frequently at pride events to symbolize LGBTQ movements and inclusivity. Pride is political. This is a movement that promotes advancement of queer rights and takes a positive stance against discrimination and violence that happen to many queer identified people. The Canadian queer community members and advocates have noted that in the past year has been difficult and scary amid a notable rise in hate crimes, threats, violence, and protests against drag performers and transgender, gender diverse people in particular. This needs to stop now. To quote Faye Johnstone, Executive Director of Wisdom to Action, we are seeing some really great changes in terms of acceptance in society, but most queer and trans people I know are still worried about their safety. I've been doing this work as a queer and trans advocate for a decade. It's never been as scary out there as it is right now. And I have to agree. I've been a queer activist in this community for the same time, and not once did I ever fear for my safety, but I do now. Anti-LGBTQ hate has been particularly prominent in the US, where lawmakers in various levels of government are actively working to limit gender expression and queer identity in schools, and hateful rhetoric has spiked on right-wing media channels. In Canada, we are not immune to this. These beliefs are here. In fact, just the other day, Natalia Benoit, a Niagara Catholic School Board trustee, compared flying the Pride flag to flying the Nazi flag. She is against the school board raising the Pride flag for Pride Month. Also personally, when I made a comment on Egal Canada's LinkedIn post about Maxime Bernier, the current leader of the People's Party of Canada, who announced an official policy proposal to dismantle laws protecting LGBTQ human rights, calling them part of the extreme radical evil agenda targeting women and children. I was personally attacked by another PPC party member in the comments. And now I'm concerned because LinkedIn is a career-based social media platform and has a lot of my personal information on it. Now I feel targeted. We cannot let this hatred infiltrate Canadian politics, but it already has, and this needs to stop. Pride promotes self-affirmation, dignity, equal rights, increased visibility. It builds communities and celebrates sexual diversity and gender identity. If anyone has reservations about flying a rainbow flag, you must step back and ask yourself why. Pride was not born of a need to celebrate being queer, but the right to exist without persecution, as being queer used to be illegal in this country and diagnosed as a mental health disease, with treatments typically being electroshock therapy. To spin it on a positive note, I am really happy as a local activist that this year there's so many Pride events happening in Northumberland. That is very important to me, and many events are planned for this June. So please visit our PFLAG Cobourg Facebook page, and it's at PFLAG Cobourg for up-to-date information on all of the Pride events happening in our area and throughout Northumberland County. And I'll conclude my speech with the following quote. The promotion of queer representation in rural communities is of the utmost importance. And it would be great to see this message of recognition and acceptance spread throughout the entire county. But we are doing an amazing job this month, and it makes me very happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. My name is Eric Meharado. I am the program coordinator for adult fitness, as well as the diversity, equity, and inclusion lead here at the Y. I started about 10 years ago, and I'm going to be stepping in for Eunice Kirkpatrick, our CEO. So I want to extend a warm welcome to everyone today and appreciate you joining to mark this very special day and a very proud moment for the YMCA Northumberland as we celebrate Pride Month. Progress Pride flags are flying in town halls, in the police stations, in the hospitals, and they demonstrate the commitment of the organizations providing inclusivity and diversity and welcome spaces for everyone. Two-spirited, lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, questioning, intersex, and allies plus is a very fluid acronym that has evolved through the years, currently stands for all of us and our friends and our families. Pride Month started with a Stonewall uprising in New York City on June 28, 1969, which was a month after my birthday. That was a series of events between the police and LGBT protesters that took place over 6 days. Marsha P. Johnston and Sylvia Rivera, transgender activists, were instrumental to these protests and are seen as pioneers for LGBT rights. The protest started between the patrons of the bar and were tired of being harassed by the police. They resisted arrest, which grew into a full-scale riot. Today marks an important step towards a continued commitment of becoming that inclusive community, not just here in Northumberland, but across the world. The theme of the Pride Month, I think we agree, Ashley, is we are here. The promotion of queer representation throughout our rural communities is of the utmost importance, and it would be a great advancement to see the message of recognition and acceptance spread through the entire county. On a personal note, when I did move here to Northumberland County, I was a visible minority, I was gay, I didn't know anybody. I can now step back 10 years later. I know people. I am proud to be gay in the association that I'm working currently with, and that we are here to celebrate our second annual Pride Raising Flag. So I thank you for your commitment in coming in and the support that you've shown. We are going to raise the flag. I think it's going to be Leanne Clark, our general manager, and then after that, we will go into the building and have some cake. All right? No, you just,
1, 2, 3, go.
yeah. I invite everybody to come.